And we're live. In this episode, we're going to watch Mad Max Fury Road. This is your pick today.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. You know what? Interestingly enough, though, I've never seen the original. And
I have not either.
And it's with
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson. Thank you. The Patriot.
The Patriot.
Yeah.
Braveheart. What's his name? William Wallace? William Wallace.
Another one we got to add to the list.
Yes.
I remember, you know what? I saw that with my mom when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, I think we were like watching in the living room. And now that I'm older, I cannot believe she let me see that movie because it gets pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Like the way that people die in that movie.
It's brutal.
It's pretty brutal. So,
All
shout
right.
out, Mom.
But in this episode, we're going to watch Mad Max Fury Road, which was directed by George Miller, and he made all the other ones. George Miller directed all the other ones.
Okay.
Like, maybe there might be a few that he didn't, but he definitely did the first one and many, many more.
Well, how many are there?
A bunch. Like
Really?
more than 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know that the one we're watching, it was made in 2015.
Let me double check that.
I mean, I think you're right. But the one we're watching, it was made in 2015.
Yep.
And there's supposed to be a sequel, but it's like they've been talking about the sequel forever now. They even have the name of it.
Yeah.
And everything.
Mad Max The Wasteland with Chris Hemsworth.
Damn.
They even have a picture of him dressed up like it.
Really?
Yeah, with Tom Hardy, Chris Hemsworth. It's a sequel to Fury Road. Yeah, like, look, they got him even on there.
But no word of when that could potentially be coming out.
Nope. Okay, so they have 5 Mad Max movies.
Okay.
This is the most recent one, like you just said, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
George Miller also directed Happy Feet.
The dude's got a vision. Because, damn, I love Happy Feet.
Happy Feet's a good one.
Great movie. Could not be more polar opposite. Just as far as, like, color goes, Mad Max is just such a yellow movie. And
Yeah.
Happy Feet, like, it takes place in Antarctica, like in a animation. So, like,
Yeah.
the ice is, like, got this, like, bluish hue.
Bluish hue. Have you seen that?
Eastbound and down.
Yes.
The first thing I thought of. Dripping from my plum.
I can feel it in my plums.
No. Let the boy watch.
That's my favorite.
I'm glad. Bring it here.
That's that. Me, my brother, and my cousin would used to always tell each other, "Let the boy watch.
Let the boy watch."
He's gonna learn like I did from my father, like he did from his father. All right, hold on. Side note from the movie, I'm gonna pull this clip up because that is hilarious,
Thank you.
and it's bloopers too.
In my oh.
That's so good. Such a good blooper. Crank this up. I wish I could plug it. It's okay.
So you double retired? Really?
Can you feel the tension in the air right now? I know I can. I can feel it all the way down in my plums, getting all swollen with a light blue hue to them, fresh and juicy, ready for the picking. All the school children are lining up to put them in the sack lunches. Hey, that plum looks good. Can I trade it for your Twinkie? No, these are my plums. I want to bite into that plum and let the juice spill down my chin. You know what I mean? All the while, everyone's saying, I want the juice to spill down. Okay.
Bluish hue. And he's just making that shit up.
Yes.
Will Ferrell just makes it up every time. It's
Right
different.
for the picking. The kids bring it to lunch. Hey, can I trade that for a Twinkie? I can't believe they didn't lose it at that because they know that he's just
making that shit up.
It's incredible.
Well, that's how you know a movie's gonna be really funny, I think, is if on set the actors all their job is to try to make everybody else crack.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know you're gonna make a funny ass movie is when you're making everybody else laugh.
Well, especially in this instance, seeing Will Ferrell, like he himself is laughing at like
At
the
his own
things that are
jokes.
coming at his mouth. He's like, "Where the fuck? How did we get here?"
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, I'm talking about my plums, and then I got kids trading plums for the like Twinkies, and now it's going down my chin.
It gets worse from there. If we would have kept watching, it gets way worse, but it's hilarious.
All right. Mad Max.
Back to Mad Max.
Yellow hue.
and a bluish hue on happy feet. A fun fact about Mad Max Fury Road, there's so many effects on them, but all of them are practical. There's very little CGI, and the only real CGI they used was to hide the wires, the stunt rigs, and then to change the background a little bit. And then, obviously, I think Charlize Theron has a prosthetic arm. That's CGI, obviously.
Seeing the making of this movie is nuts.
Nuts.
Just
dude.
seeing all these actors and stuntmen, just stunt people just like in the middle of a desert, just in these crazy ass cars, especially the dude in the guitar.
Mm-hmm. The
That's
flames
real.
in the back. Yes.
It's real.
That's what I think a movie should be like. You're supposed to transport everybody to a different world. When you're on a Marvel set and it's all green screened and you don't really get to see yourself in that place, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. But I like the new technology they made. They did it with a Mandalorian, but it's like they use Unreal Engine, which is what they use to make video games. It's like a really advanced CGI type of animation tool. And so they use Unreal Engine with a giant TV screen that kind of wraps the whole entire building that they're in, like the soundstage that they're in. And so while they film the show, the background looks like the place they're in. And they had to do that with the Mandalorian because his armor is shiny. And so if you did a green screen, it would just reflect green all over his suit, and it would have been a fucking CGI nightmare to redo all that.
Yeah.
But if they use the actual background, they can just shoot it once and it all looks real. All the reflection is accurate. It's just way easier.
And I don't know what the cost is to actually do that rather than just having a normal green screen. But wouldn't you want that for the actors?
That's what I'm saying.
To like look at the setting and like
And
really
believe that they're in this place.
Yeah,
right?
and I get it. Like they're professional actors, like they should be able to do that anywhere at any time. But like if you got professional actors, like really being able to like understand the environment, like I feel like that's just gonna make it way better. And that can be said for Mad Max.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, you're in that fucking desert, you're on this car being thrown around, like going 100 miles per hour. Like, dude, you don't even have to be an actor to feel that shit.
No, it's way more fun. It's way more fun if you can see it. Because think about like when they were making old movies where the entire set was real. Everything was practical.
Yeah.
They made props. They built a pirate ship for the fucking
Or
thing.
think about like an explosion happening and like people's
Yes.
genuine reactions to that. Like,
in Star Wars, in the first ones, when they had the ships, they actually built the ship. So you feel like you're on a
Yeah.
spaceship. Like, that's just way cooler.
yeah, this isn't make believe. Like, holy shit, we did this. There is
Yeah.
a reality to the fiction.
And it
So
makes it way
I
better.
appreciate that. Yes.
It costs a lot of money because I think the budget, I think I read earlier, it was like $156 million. Between that and I think it went up to $250 maybe.
Really?
But it's at least $150 million they used to make this movie.
Okay. I'd ask how it did, but we usually save that for after.
Let's do it right now.
We can.
Because we've seen this movie. So
You have seen this movie?
I have seen this movie.
Dude, I have seen this movie probably 4 times. So not like a crazy amount, but
I think I've seen it twice.
okay.
Maybe. But I don't remember much. I think I watched it once a long time when it first came out. Don't remember it. Watched it again a few years later. So my memory of this is not great, but let's see how much.
I'm not gonna lie, this has been one of those movies that like I would throw on like if I was just like at the end of a night and like there's I really don't have to like pay attention to much and like I just throw myself in this chaos and like I'm just like watching it and like you don't have to understand it because like it's just so absurd.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I enjoy about this movie. Like, bro, it is freakish. It feels like a fever dream.
Yeah, it's wild.
And like it's just an insane ride and I'm pretty pumped up to watch it now.
My throw on movie when I just want to have something good on is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That's a good one too.
It's right there. Because it's like such a laid back hangout movie to where you don't really have to pay too much attention, but when you watch it, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna miss. Like it's not a deep dive movie where you're gonna miss important information.
Yeah.
You kind of know what's going on, and it's just a fun movie to just chill out to and watch.
Yeah.
That was my hangover take a nap movie.
No, that's my hangover take a nap. Mad Max is my end the night movie.
Oh, when down, like you want to wind down.
Kinda. Or just
Why would
like
that not be the same thing?
I mean it can be, but like More of like I got all the boys.
Okay.
Like if I got like a room full of people,
I
it's
got
like,
you.
yo, y'all want to watch some crazy
Okay.
shit?
Yeah. I got you. That makes sense. Yeah, that's not a throw on with the boys kind of movie. I mean, if you guys want to watch a movie, that would be a good movie to watch. But
they're both good movies to watch.
At the end of the night,
Mad Max is like, yo, y'all want to see some crazy? Who's never seen Mad Max? Me. Watch this.
Damn, what are other movies like that are just throw it on, you want to have a good time?
The Dark Knight.
All right, Dark Knight.
That's a good one.
Rocky IV. Most of that movie is just training and fighting.
Yep.
That's a good one for the boys.
Surprisingly enough, damn it, what's it called? It's this old kung fu movie.
Ip Man.
No.
That's a good one.
No,
that was
no,
fun.
no. Maybe. This one is called The Avengers, but they are like handicapped.
What?
Yeah, I accidentally stumbled upon this movie probably 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow, recent discovery.
It is nuts. I don't even know if there's dialogue. It doesn't matter.
It's just fights
The
only?
fight scenes in this movie are insane. Might even need to throw it on for this podcast because it is awesome.
All right, I'm down. I'm down to watch that.
Yeah. Anyways,
So the budget was 154. This is the estimate between 154 million to 185 million, and it made. Wait, where'd it go? $380 million.
granted, Tom Hardy and is it Charlize Theron?
Charlize.
Those are two prominent actors.
Yeah, and it's George Miller brought it back, so it's like fans are gonna want to come back and watch it. They were big back in the day. They made fucking 4 of them before this one.
Yeah.
But it made 154 million in the United States, and it made 225 million in other countries. So it made its money back. Literally made his money back in the U.S. damn near, and then took over once they went worldwide.
It's a good movie. It's enjoyable to watch.
Super high ratings.
I wish I had seen it in theaters when it came out.
Yeah, that's what, because this was the first movie I seen of Tarantino in theaters. I didn't see Django in theaters, but I watched this one in theaters, so I was really excited to watch that. So there's a lot of movies that I wish I could have seen in the theater.
Me too.
We only got one more Tarantino movie to watch in the theater.
Damn, I never thought about that.
Now you're sad.
I'm a little sad. I just, I never really thought about it. But damn, that would have been pretty fucking cool to like see Django in like a theater of people.
Yeah.
Inglourious Bastards too. Like
Dude.
seeing that like with a group of people, just be like, oh shit, oh.
Okay, imagine you walk into a theater and you sit down, you bought a movie that, you heard about, people said it was good, you sit down and you go watch Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing that for the first time in a movie theater when you don't really know who Quentin Tarantino is.
Yeah.
It's his second fucking movie, and this is the one that really broke him out. Like, Reservoir Dogs is good, but it wasn't like a star. Like, it's not. Nobody regards that as like the greatest of all time.
It made him known in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I feel like people in Hollywood were like, "Oh
yeah,
shit."
he proved himself.
Yeah, but Pulp Fiction was like, "Damn, this is nuts. This guy's insane."
He made Reservoir Dogs and was like, "All right, you proved yourself. Good job." That's what Hollywood told him. You proved yourself. Good job. And then he came up with Pulp Fiction. He's like, "You guys want to see this?
Yeah.
You guys want to see something cool?" And made Pulp Fiction. That's pretty badass. But Mad Max, 2 hours. Thank God it's not a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, we're trying to kind of cut back on those. I mean,
There's a 3-hour movie that I do want to watch soon. I want to watch Heat.
okay.
I never seen Heat, and it's a classic, so I feel like we need to watch that one.
Yeah.
But all right, you gonna go watch Mad Max?
Yeah, I'm down.
Let's go. And we're back. We just watched Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the second part. All right. Is that your favorite watch ever? Does it get better with age?
Let me think. I mean, it's about the 5th time. I'm pretty sure this is the 5th time I've watched it. And yeah. Because it's one of those movies where, like, you don't know what's going on. And so it reveals what's going on in the plot, like, at just the most random moments. And you, like, I mean, obviously you got to be paying attention, but, like, it's just so chaotic that at times you wonder, like, what is happening?
Yeah, there's a lot of times where you don't know really the history or like the storyline of the world too
so,
much.
like I said, this is like my 5th time watching it. And there were definitely times in the movie where I was like, shit, I forget why they're doing this or what's about to happen or why this matters. So I think that kind of makes it a better movie to watch.
Yeah, this time watching it, I definitely did not remember a lot of the scenes. Like, I don't remember them going to the Blue Night world. Like, I don't remember that section. I don't remember a lot of stuff from it, to be honest. So it's good.
I remember when they were going through it because I remember you see the birds. I think I even said something, but then you realize that they're crows.
Yeah.
Meaning that, like, it's pretty much a wasteland.
Yeah.
Because it's the only area that you see that has, like, water.
Yeah, it's muddy. There's life there.
Yeah, like, there's a tree.
Yep.
And, but then you come to realize that was it.
That was her home.
Yeah,
got trashed.
that was pretty much, like, the last bit of known green on the planet, as far as these people know.
Yeah, I haven't seen the other ones, obviously. So I wish I knew more of the storyline behind it, because the world collapsed because of war. There was a lack of resources. Like, I know that part. But I want to know, like, why is it continuing to downfall? It's just because these warlords are just taking over these wastelands and just wreaking havoc on the world and Earth. And also, how are they getting all this gasoline? Water is a hard resource to buy, but gasoline, the one resource that everybody's complaining about today being not renewable,
Yeah,
and energy crisis and all this stuff. Yeah, that's what they're burning, 24/7. But water, the one resource you can't get rid of, is absent. But it's not really absent; it's just being withheld.
I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that they're, like, in the desert wasteland, so I guess the world that we know right now, that's where all the oil is kept.
Yeah, I definitely want to watch the old ones, 'cause I bet they're good.
Yeah,
Same guy made them, so they got to be good still.
Yeah, it would probably explain better, like, what exactly we're seeing. Because, I mean, I know at the end of this movie, you're like, oh, Max just goes around helping people. It's because he was a cop. I never knew that.
Yeah, he said it in the very beginning of the movie. He said he used to be a cop.
Okay.
But one thing I like about the filming of the movie is it's cool how they bring back old school tactics, because it's all practical, right? All this CGI. There's no CGI. There's a little bit of CGI, but it's not much. Most of the effects are practical. Most of the time every time a car flips, it's real. Like, they actually flip the car. The explosions are real pyrotechnics.
Yep. Anytime somebody dies,
They'd actually die.
lost a lot of good people making this movie.
A lot of good actors.
A lot of good actors.
Where was I going with that? The practical effects. Oh, so they're using old school tactics to show the speed. So they would, like, cut frames out to make it look almost choppy and a little bit faster. And they use, like, they sped up the footage a little bit, which is funny. Like, it's obviously just sped up footage and not going that fast.
Yeah.
But they're using these old school tactics that they used in the past still in this movie. They're keeping the feel alive. It's still a Mad Max movie. Like, I'm sure if you watch the older ones, it's very similar. The storyline isn't too crazy. It's kind of straightforward. It's just like a simple story. They're trying to get these women to safety, and then they got to go back.
Shout out my ladies in Mad Max. Some badass ladies in this movie.
Yep. Those old ladies. Not many of them made it out. A lot of those old ladies died.
They're old ladies. They're going against strong, well-hydrated
Yeah, but they survived.
warriors.
They survived this long. They're not even hydrated. Well, I guess the warriors are. They drink the milk, I guess. Maybe they don't drink the milk, but it seemed like that whenever the warlord gave his son some milk, some of the mother's milk to test it out.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's good. More.
Yeah.
Give me more.
Yeah, like, I don't know what's going on with the half-living, the super white dudes, the albino-looking guys.
I had a thought. I wonder if they're just putting that paint on because of the sun.
Maybe.
Like, maybe it's like a Dune situation where the sun is just beating down so hard on everybody that it's not good for your skin, so you have to cover it up with some sort of sunscreen. So I wonder if that white paint is just their sunscreen. And also...
Yeah, but they're also having to, like, use people's blood to stay alive.
Yeah. I don't know. Why would they do that? Yeah, see, there's not a lot of... They don't give you... you got to be a Mad Max fan coming into this one to understand the full aspect of it all. Like, you can enjoy the story because it's still a cool movie.
Yeah.
Great shots, super entertaining, very visually engaging, but all the intricacies of the storyline, you don't know unless you know.
Exactly. So there were 4 before this?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you were like a super Mad Max fan, then I'm sure you picked up on a lot more than we did.
Oh, I'm sure that what's the gap between the last one before this one? It's got to be years, so I'm sure they threw it back. You know what I mean? Like, paid a lot of tributes to the old ones, made you feel good.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, the original guy made him, so he probably wants to pay tribute to his old movies.
Mm-hmm.
So 1985 was Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. So that's the third one. It's still got good old Mel Gibson playing Max. All right, let's see. Mad Max 4. Beyond Thunderdome. Dude, we got to watch these movies.
We do.
These seem badass. Okay. I guess I was wrong. I guess it's just... Okay. There's 4... This is the 4th Mad Max movie. But next year, they're coming out with the Furiosa movie.
So they say.
No, it's confirmed. It's like Furiosa, 2024.
So they say.
Why?
I've been hearing about the second movie for so long now.
But this isn't a Mad Max movie. This is a Furiosa.
It's about Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least her character.
Charlize
It looks
Theron.
like she's young in this.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not her. It's got Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hardy's in it. Oh, Charlize is in it. But it's also it's a snatched from the green place of many mothers. Young Furiosa finds herself caught in the crossfire between 2 tyrannical warlords.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And good old George Miller is doing that one again.
Yeah, you can't take him off these.
Fucking loves these things.
Well, he knows how to make them.
It's his baby.
Yeah.
So the last one prior to this one was in 1985. That's 30 years. No, that's way more than 30 years. No, that is 30 years. 40 years. It's 40 years. No. 30 years. Quick maths. Sorry. Not very good at numbers. Yeah. 30 years later. So for sure, a lot of tributes to the old ones.
Yeah. Definitely a lot that went over our head in this one.
All right, this is what the first one is about. In a not-too-distant dystopian future, when man's most precious resource, oil, has been depleted and the world's plunged into war, famine, and financial chaos, the last vestige of the law in Australia attempt to restrain a vicious biker gang. Max, an officer of the Main Force Patrol, launches a personal vendetta against the gang when his wife and son are hunted down and murdered, leaving him with nothing but the instincts for survival and retribution. So I guess this doesn't take place too far after the OGs, and Max, Tom Hardy's playing Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
They're the same person.
Yeah. And you get like little flashbacks of, I don't know. I mean,
because it's definitely not as crazy. Because this movie's fucking wild, and if you look at the old ones, just like the screenshots, like it doesn't look like it's anything crazy at all.
Yeah, well,
it's like them actually in a bike.
Well, it looks just a little bit more civilized. Like everybody's a bit more coherent, I guess.
Yeah,
a good way to put it. Like they haven't totally abandoned society. It's like the apocalypse just happened. Like in the Mel Gibson one, it sounds like the apocalypse just happened. And, like, they're all still in shock, but, like, they still know how to be humans. Whereas in the one we just saw, they're animals. They worship the warlord.
They think he's immortal.
That he's the savior, that he can, like, take them to
Valhalla.
Valhalla, yeah.
It's so interesting how it's cool that they kind of, because I feel like in real life, in order to get people to do insane things and sacrifice their life for this cause, they have to believe it's, godly.
Yeah.
So Valhalla,
they either have to believe that it's like
they're
going to go down in the books, or it's destiny.
Because Valhalla is what the Vikings believed that they would come to after they died in battle.
Right.
They would go to Valhalla. That's what also Thor. Thor also believes he's going to Valhalla.
Yeah, I know this because I just played an Assassin's Creed video game.
Which one?
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, he's a Viking?
Yeah.
Dude, Assassin, that's such a fun game. Games are so cool.
Just
I haven't played them in a minute, but
yeah.
those are fun games. Valhalla's pretty recent, isn't it?
Nah, it's probably like 2, maybe 3 years old. It was good.
Okay.
It was good.
So the old Mad Max movies are PG-13. And I read something that said this movie was also, they had a PG-13 movie, but when they showed it to American audiences, they liked the rated R one much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be as impactful, I don't think, because it's so much high energy. If the deaths don't match that and the deaths aren't insane,
yeah,
it's not going to hit as hard. Like, you need that energy. When somebody dies, because...
I need to see, like, people getting ran over by these cars.
Yeah, exactly. Because we see so much movie death that, like, just seeing a character kind of die, it's not a really impactful thing. Like, we don't really... Obviously, we know they didn't just die, so it's not like a, ooh... So pair just a normal death, with high action, intensity, insane flames, crazy, jumps, dirt bikes jumping over cars, dropping bombs like a plane.
Yeah, no, this is insanity.
You got to see some fucking crazy deaths in order to feel something.
Yeah.
And they do that. I mean, you're like, oh, fuck. When you see people get killed, you see a guy get blown up and his guts come out and you see his ribs for like a half a frame.
Shit, you lose the pregnant lady, one of the wives.
Yeah,
and then they
sad.
they take the baby out and the baby's still dead, and it's like, gee.
And the way they treat the dead baby, he's like slapping it down on the table.
He's like, oh, you would have had a brother. It's perfect. Yeah. It's like, oh my God, dude.
Just so dehumanizing.
Yeah, like in front of the father too.
I mean, they definitely don't really respect humanity. They're just driving it to the ground.
No.
Literally driving it to the ground.
It's an insane movie.
It's a pretty crazy concept.
Yeah.
That's how you know this guy has a dream. And he's painting this full picture of this dream by just making these movies. Because he had this vision, and he keeps writing them. Because he writes every single one of them. He has writers help him on each script. But it's still him. He's in the driver's seat the whole time, making these Mad Max movies.
Yeah.
It's his passion. I wonder if the Furiosa one's going to be good. If it's going to be... It's got to be good if he's still on board.
It's going to be good.
We'll see. But confirmed, now you know. The Mad Max 2 does come out, indeed, in 2024.
We will see.
One thing I didn't really like too much about the movie, I think it's sometimes a little corny. That might be on purpose. They might be just going for that kind of style. But I feel like a lot of times the exposition that they tell you, or like when they fill you in on the story, they just kind of tell you it, and it jumps in at weird places. Like, it almost feels like the story is kind of rushed through, and is more focused on the high action set pieces. Like, it's not really, the storylines are pretty secondary thing in this movie.
To me, that's like, I think that's kind of like getting you filled in on the action, because a lot of these people probably don't even know like what the history is. And so the people that do know it, like, because you're fighting for your life pretty much the entire movie, like, as if you're one of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe whenever they finally are just like, hey, why are we doing this? It's like, okay, like, here's what's happening, but shut the fuck up because we got to live.
Well, the first bad guy, the one that ended up being on their team, he switched pretty quickly.
Yeah.
A pretty girl started touching his face, and he was like, yeah, this is way better than where I've been.
Yeah, this is Valhalla right here.
Yeah, he's like, achieved.
Yeah.
Valhalla achieved.
Yeah. But no, so I think that's done on purpose. Because, again, this movie is for, big Mad Max, like, just fans.
Yeah.
Or B, people that just love high action movies.
Yeah. Because
So they got me. I mean, I'd never seen the original Mad Maxes.
I guess if you do think about it, it's not a remake. It is a continuation. This is Mad Max Fury Road. This is the fourth installment of this series.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, Mad Max remade. This is the same storyline going, just different actors.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, I'm sure we were supposed to probably watch the other three.
Probably.
But when you wait 30 years,
yeah,
you got generations between that movie.
I mean, shit,
Fill us
dude.
in.
I think even when it came out in theaters, like, because my parents weren't like big into that kind of stuff, anyways. A little too sci-fi for them, probably, and so like I'd never even heard of the other like original Mad Maxes.
Your dad was all about the shoot 'em ups.
Yeah, like in 2015, like I'd never heard of them. It wasn't until after I saw it that I realized that there were more of them. But then again, I was 15 years old, and I was like, I'm not going back. I'm watching like a 1970s movie.
Yeah. I do think that the practical effects are insane. It's so impressive the way that they were able to pull all these shots off with all these crazy effects. And just it takes a pretty crazy mind to be able to just think of these things. Because I'm thinking about, like, I was like, okay, if we made a second one of these movies, like, because this movie is really cool, very stylistic, really cool shots, insane visuals. So I'm just like trying to imagine, okay, if there was like a fourth one of these movies, like how would I want to make a movie? Like what kind of storyline else could you do with this world? Like how else could you play in this world? And I'm like, as I'm thinking that, I see a dude with a flamethrower gun just rolling up, shooting the flames. And I'm like, I don't think I would think of that.
Yeah.
Like I don't think only one man can really make this thing happen.
Yeah, even the guitar dude, like his guitar gets used as a weapon. Like when Max is like fighting him off,
you hear the
hitting him,
you hear the guitar strums,
but
going.
then like the flames like pop out of it and everything. So I mean, yeah, the vision for this world is scary. I mean, like these are even like when the guitar guy, like when his mask comes off and you see that he's like just a fucking,
has no eyes. It looks like
he is just. You realize that his story is probably really messed up as to why he's like just a guitar player.
Yeah.
Like that's all he can do. Like play the guitar or like torture you or something.
Yeah. Because it is this post-apocalyptic wasteland, it does go back to very barbaric.
Yeah.
You
could even think like with that guitar guy, like maybe before the apocalypse, he was like this big time
rock star.
But then once the apocalypse hit, he was like, well, I'm not making money. Like, and this sucks. And the warlords are like, no, play. And like, that's probably like, he's probably just been forced to play guitar for like 30 years now.
Well, dude, would it not fire you the fuck up if you're on a raid with your war party and you have giant speakers? You know everybody can hear it because those speakers it's a tower. Mm-hmm. It's a tower of speakers.
Oh, music already gets me going.
And he's shredding.
Yeah.
Shredding as flames come out of his guitar, flames come out of his speakers.
Yeah, let's go to Valhalla.
Like, let's go! They probably believe the music will send them into Valhalla.
Yeah.
Maybe like a sweet sail into Valhalla.
Yeah, there's probably levels to it. But, yeah. Yeah, shout out the stuntmen in this movie. Y'all are fucking crazy.
Crazy. It almost feels like 300 at times.
Yeah.
The stylistic battles, it looks very much like 300-esque.
Yeah. Or, I mean, yeah, just the high intensity pretty much the entire movie.
Yeah, almost like
everybody's
comic booky.
Moving fast. Yeah, like, definitely.
I mean, 300 is more graphic novel. It looks more like a graphic novel with, very stylistic.
Yeah, but like the strong color scheme, like Mad Max is just very yellow. Everybody's just crazy. It's dusty. Like 300 is what color is 300? Like purple?
No. It's like a yellowy, brown, pale.
Pale, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Olive.
But there's like blood all over it.
Dark red.
Yeah. So definitely, I would say that there's probably influence on Mad Max from that.
Yeah,
because it's just over the top.
Yeah, so
it is not a normal looking movie,
which is cool too because most of the time, post-apocalyptic movies look post-apocalyptic, like they look desaturated.
Yeah,
harsh and grimy. This one's very grimy, but it's not. Maybe it is harsh. It's pretty harsh too, but the colors are there. It's very saturated, lively. Yeah. The rich oranges of the desert with the bright, deep blue sky.
On top of the fact that the world is like having to overcome like a nuclear, it just became a nuclear war zone. So maybe that's just what it would look like.
Bright colored.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I think it'd be dark and grim. I mean, it would look the same. There'd be no life. Or because they say once that super volcano in Yellowstone blows, that there's so much ash that'll come out of that volcano that it'll just cover the sun. and then the world will freeze over or get too cold. Because like people worry about global warming, but global warming actually helps. For a certain period of time, it helps the earth because then more cold places are allowed to are able to grow crops because they get warmer. But global cooling that shrinks where you can grow food, and people that are in the cold areas just die from freezing to death because it gets way too cold. So global cooling is really the issue. So like, I feel like if a nuclear bomb got dropped and then dust and shit is all over the earth, it would just be cold and dark and grim. But this is so bright and lively.
Very lively.
I do wonder why he chose the bright colors. I think he just wants it to be high action, high intensity.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say so.
All right. What do you rate this movie after number 5?
The way this movie was made, it's very risky, I'd say.
Why?
Well, for one, it's been 30 years since the third one.
Yeah.
So people have forgotten about it.
Okay.
Whether the diehard fans want to admit it or not. Like, going to this movie when I was 15 years old when it first dropped, like, I did not know the story of Mad Max. So, to not really give an explanation at the beginning of the movie as to what the plot was and kind of just throw the audience in there.
It does.
What do you mean?
In the beginning, you hear Tom Hardy talking.
He gives like a brief description, but like you don't know who Tom Hardy is. You don't know like what the flashbacks or the voices are.
Yeah.
Like you just get like this brief stuff. But so sure, like you kind of know what the premise is, but you don't know about like the god and his wives and like how he's like creating more warlords and all this. Like you have to keep going into the movie and get like short bursts of explanations,
short
like
bursts of
actually,
information.
Yeah, to actually like figure out what's going on. So I think that was risky, but I also think that's like what made it so much crazier. I think it's badass the way that they like you said, went the old school route. As far as like just not much CGI. It's just all real. Like this movie was made in a fucking desert, and they had trucks, they had flames, they had explosions, and it's all real, and it's all happening. Cast is nuts. Give it an 8.2.
What the fuck? An 8.2?
Mm-hmm.
You are wild, bro. I give this movie a 7.
All right.
Because I feel like the story's not anything crazy. There's nothing about it that's amazing to me. It's a really cool movie, and I really enjoy it, and it's entertaining. There's no, like, nothing that blows me away. Other than the stunts and all that stuff's pretty cool, but the storyline is very cut and dry.
To you.
It's very simple dialogue. 8.2.
Oh, yeah. Going back, like,
How?
I'd watch this again. I'm curious to see how many times you watch Killers of the Flower Moon in your life.
I'll probably at least watch it 2 more times. It's 3 hours, so that definitely limits the amount of time you watch a movie. If it's
There
3
you go.
hours.
I like that movie was, what, 2 hours?
But I don't believe
Felt
that.
like it was forever.
I don't think that rewatchability is a factor. Because think about Dazed and Confused. I'd watch that movie 10 more times in my life. But it's not at 8.
Okay.
So that's not a factor.
To you.
To you, too.
No. It is a factor.
You would watch Dazed and Confused multiple times after this, would you not?
I thought Dazed and Confused was all right.
You want to watch it again?
I mean, maybe.
You didn't love that movie? I'm pretty sure you loved that movie.
I don't think I love that movie.
You are such a fucking hater. You are just stirring the pot for no reason.
I am not. I
Yes,
am
you
not.
are.
Dazed and Confused was, I mean, talk about a plain ass plot.
Yes, but it's fucking a great movie to watch.
To you.
You didn't like that movie?
I enjoyed it. It was cute. It was whatever, like nostalgic. We already talked about this, but I wasn't blown away by Dazed and Confused.
I don't even think you believe the word you say.
I do.
I think you just talk Just to talk.
This is my 5th time seeing this movie, and I fucking loved it.
And okay, but there's movies that I've seen that I love too, but I don't think that are 8s.
Well, I think that this one is one of those 8s.
But 8 is getting into
8.2.
great territory. That's getting like great territory.
I think this is a great movie. I think it is a classic. It's a little bit ahead of its time.
You didn't even understand the storyline of the movie.
What do you mean?
You say you don't know these things that are happening. You don't know like what's going on. How can you make a movie that's an 8 if you don't even know what's going on? You don't know the history behind it. You don't know like this and that about the world, or you don't even know he was a cop. How you can give this movie an 8.2 if you didn't even know he was a cop?
I don't think that really matters.
They didn't do a good job telling you.
They show a great hero. I like the mystery aspect to it. I like that you do understand what's going on. I already explained myself at the fucking beginning of this.
No.
Before I went into the rating, I said I think that it was super cool that they explained the plot in like sporadic ways. That's different. That's a risk.
Yeah, sure.
And then I think it pays off. So 8.2. As simple as that. You can be mad all you want, but I mean,
I'm not mad. I'm just confused.
You are mad.
I'm confused.
No, you're fuming. With
I'm
green, red rage. Mad Max Fury Road rage over here.
Dude, I'm just confused. Like, you don't say anything good about it, and then you give it an 8.2.
I said a lot of good things about it. When did I say anything bad about it?
You didn't say anything bad, but you weren't blown away. Like, you didn't tell me how blown away you were prior to this, your rating dropping on us.
I did. I even gave you the warning. I said I appreciate the fact that it was a risk. You can run the replay all you want, but I justified my 8.2 before I gave you the 8.2.
I disagree. I don't think you justified it. Because I thought you were going to give it a fucking 7.5 or something.
No. 8.2.
I need a log of your ratings handy.
You can do that. You can do that all you want. Doesn't change the fact that that's how I feel.
Half the show is me just going, what the fuck? You rated that?
I know. I'm more mad that, like, you can't just respect my opinion. Notice how I didn't even bat an eye at your 7. Because that's just your opinion.
Dude, honestly, I don't even mean to say this every time. You literally blow me away every time. Like, I'm like, okay, this time with Gray's rating, like, I'm not going to make it a big deal. And then you fucking drop something on me. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? These are my genuine reactions. Like, I'm not trying to hype this up. I'm not trying to argue with you every time. It's just literally my genuine reaction.
I think 8.2 is cutting it a little low for some people. I bet there's some people that are going to be really pissed off that I just gave it an 8.2.
I'm sure.
But 8.2 is what I'm giving it, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay. Is there anything you didn't like about the movie? Don't say no, you motherfucker.
Hold on. Just, it's hard for me to dislike an 8.2. 8.2 is pretty good. I don't know. I really can't think of anything.
There's not one thing you didn't like that they didn't tell you a little bit about the storyline prior to watching it? Like in the beginning, setting yourself up a little bit? They did tell you about the war in the beginning.
Yeah, they gave you a little bit of backdrop. But sure, I mean, I guess it would have been cooler to know about Max's character beforehand, like maybe throw some of that in there. But you have to understand, this dude is a psycho.
Which
he
one?
Is crazy.
Which
Max.
one? Yeah.
Like, he has voices and visions like in his head throughout the whole movie. So like, he's not a sane person.
Yeah, Max has trauma.
He's a good person, but he's nuts.
Yeah, he's got trauma.
Yeah.
That dude's got trauma.
And I love one part that I really liked. When Charlize Theron.
I think it's just Theron.
I like Theron. When she's pretty much dying and Tom Hardy is like giving her his blood.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like making like his weird ass little noises like needle.
Yeah, his little grunts and You think Mel Gibson talks like that?
In the movie?
In the old ones?
I don't know. I mean,
because they changed his voice for sure.
He can kind of turn that psycho on, so it'd be interesting to see Mel Gibson like just wheel car fast
needle blood.
Yes.
Give me hold of that. Good. Thank you.
Yeah. I like that.
He did have
This is a weird ass.
Yeah, He always plays characters that can't talk straight.
I know.
The Revenant.
And, the Dark Knight, when they're like, what happens if I take that mask off? And Bane is just like, it would be extremely painful. Well, guess what? You see that in this movie. They take that mask off.
Brutally.
And it's,
dude, there's some brutal deaths in this fucking movie.
There's some tough ones, dude.
There are some brutal deaths.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy plays so many characters that can't talk straight.
Yeah, he plays the weird characters. It's cool. It's cool. He's got a very distinct voice.
So many of his characters have an altered voice. Bane, this guy, they altered his voice. I think they seem like they deepened it, maybe made it a little bit more like gravelly.
Well, you have to understand that like this movie's also really loud, so like they had to like kind of project his voice more, probably like from the studio.
But I think they also wanted to make it look rougher and gravelier.
He can just do that, I think.
Maybe.
Well, that's it. You need to go see Legend.
Yeah.
Because I kind of talk like that.
So he loves playing accents.
He loves playing accents.
Okay, so that he's got The Revenant. Can't understand a fucking word he says in The Revenant.
Yep.
He literally talks like he has shit in his mouth.
Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders?
You do not know what he's saying.
I haven't seen that, but I have heard that.
You have to put the subtitles on. But it's funny because once you put the subtitles on, you can hear him clearly.
So you got to train. Do you eventually be able to train yourself to where you can turn them off?
I think so. Because
I have heard people that struggled really hard in the beginning to understand, and then over time they got their ears adapted to the way they talk.
Not for Peaky Blinders, but I remember that happened with Game of Thrones. Like I remember at the beginning of Game of Thrones, like it didn't take me that long, but I think like halfway through first season, I was able to like understand what everybody was saying. But like the beginning, I was like, holy shit, what are they saying? And it's important. It's like you have to put the subtitles on because you're like, I can't miss what these people are saying. And I think it's the same thing where Tom Hardy's character in Peaky Blinders, like, because he's like a mob boss. I don't know. I didn't finish the show.
Damn.
I dropped off, so I got to go back and watch the Peaky Blinders.
Me too. I want to watch it. I might rewatch it soon.
And he does. You know what? He does play one normal sounding character in the boxing movie Warrior.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's the UFC movie.
Yeah, is it called Warrior? Do I have that right?
I've seen a movie called Warrior about a UFC fighter. It's about two brothers fighting each other.
Yes. Yeah. He doesn't talk much, but when he does, you can understand what he's saying.
They gave me some weird movie. There's a new movie called Warrior out. Yeah.
Tom Hardy, Warrior.
Yep, Tom Hardy and Nick Nolte.
Yeah. Great movie. One of my favorites.
I haven't seen
one of my favorite fighting movies, I'll say that.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
It's one of the few UFC movies. I don't know if it's like actually UFC, but it's definitely mixed martial arts.
I'm pretty sure it's UFC.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's like branded UFC. Like the new Roadhouse movie is like literally the UFC.
No, I don't think it is.
I haven't seen this one. I've seen this only when I was a kid. Like I literally think I might have saw it when I was 12 because it came out in 2011. So I might have been 12 or 13 when I watched it.
I think I watched it a year or two ago.
For the first time?
Yeah. No, not for the first time, but like Tom Hardy's character like just doesn't say shit because I think he comes back from the military. Yes.
So it says youngest son of an alcoholic former boxer returns home, where he's trained by his father for competition in a mixed martial arts tournament, a path that puts the fighter on a collision course with his estranged older brother. So Tom Hardy's the estranged older brother.
He's a war hero. And like it's fucking badass because he's like going through PTSD, but like he still knows how to like destroy dudes.
Dude, imagine fighting somebody in the UFC that has PTSD.
Yeah. Well, Tom Hardy's character, bro, like he like walks in, ding, 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 and then like just as like he knocks him out, and then he just walks out, like doesn't say anything to anybody. He just
damn. I gotta watch this movie.
Oh, he's a badass in this movie.
Yeah, I don't remember a lick from that movie.
Oh yeah, enjoy.
I just saw that Brian Callen was in it. He's a comedian. He's not a very big comedian, but he's got a funny podcast. He's
big podcast guy.
He's buddies with Joe Rogan. He's always on the podcast. He likes to talk. He's one of those comedians that just loves to talk shit. Like he likes to. His whole comedy style is like talking about how he doesn't look like a macho man, but he likes to joke like he's the macho man, like he's the man. That's like how he jokes. And so Rogan always gives him shit on the podcast.
He needs to get Tom Hardy punched in the fucking face.
Is this your favorite Tom Hardy movie?
No, I mean, it's a great movie, and obviously Tom Hardy like does a good job in it. But I think Legend is a better movie, or even Warrior. But Legend is like a good Tom Hardy movie because he's playing two twin brothers, but obviously it's just him. So I think it's impressive.
What is that movie about?
It's two twin brothers that are like
lawyers.
No. They're like mob bosses, but in England, London, and
so pretty much Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, but one of them is like really autistic.
Of him, he plays an autistic guy.
Yeah, one of the twin brothers is autistic. The other one's like more normal, but like, you know, they're both heads of their gang.
Yeah, it says suave, charming, and volatile Reggie Cray and his unstable twin brother Ronnie start to leave their mark on the London underworld in 1960. Using violence to get what they want, the siblings orchestrate robberies and murders while running nightclubs and protection rackets. With police detective Leonard Nipper Reed hot on their heels, the brothers continue their rapid rise to power and achieve tabloid notoriety. Is it based on like a true story?
I think so.
Yeah, true story of London's most notorious gangsters.
It's pretty damn good movie. Gets real messed up.
That's kind of funny. Tom Hardy does play a certain type of character.
He's just off his fucking rocker, dude. I love it.
You think he's a cool guy in person?
I think he's a psycho in person.
Really?
Yeah, well, like, dude, when he's not acting, he's fighting.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What does he
like,
fight?
I don't even know. Like, he just is in a bunch of, like, gyms, like, fighting gyms.
Oh, yeah, he did a jiu-jitsu tournament.
It's jiu-jitsu, right? Okay, I didn't want to sound dumb.
Yeah, so Tom Hardy secretly entered a martial arts contest in the UK and won all the matches.
Fucking psycho.
Maybe he is bad. It's always cool.
I think he's just a badass in real life.
Yeah, I think it's always funny to think about actors playing like action heroes that are badass guys, and you think of that guy's a badass, but it's like that guy's an actor.
He could be a huge pussy.
Yeah, he could be. Like he could just be living. He could get his nails painted and just be like spa days all day, relaxing in his Hollywood mansion. But on screen, he's just like.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get a man like Tom Hardy, who's a fucking badass, straight up, and for some reason he's an actor.
He did this movie.
Yeah.
Can't be that much of a pussy.
Every movie. He's not a pussy in any movie.
Yeah. No, but I just mean like he did this movie. Like think about the beginning of Mad Max. He's on the front of this truck, and they're going like 100 miles per hour. That's him.
Yeah.
He's doing that.
Yeah.
That truck could hit a rock in that desert, and Tom Hardy dies.
Yeah, thank God they were in the front. Imagine not being in the front, tied to the front with no glasses, just dust in your eyes the whole time. Like, fuck.
Yeah. So, bro, he's certified badass.
He's not only strapped to the front, but he's also having blood drain out of his body.
Yes.
While he's going.
That's where the acting comes into play.
Universal donor.
I don't think they were actually draining his blood. Not in real life.
I'm saying the character. I'm not talking about Tom Hardy in that one.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking with you. I'm just saying he's also a good actor.
Yeah.
On top of the badassery.
He is a good actor.
So
jacked. Probably roided. You think he's on roids?
I don't know. I mean, if he's doing these jiu-jitsu competitions, I'd imagine they drug test.
Jiu-jitsu competitions they let you take roids.
Really?
The best jiu-jitsu artist of all time.
Absolutely on
the
steroids.
Yeah. The greatest jiu-jitsu guy of all time. His name is Gordon Ryan. He takes steroids. Lives in Austin, Texas. Yeah. Dude, so they said he's the greatest jiu-jitsu artist of all time. This guy, Gordon Ryan. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but jiu-jitsu is usually pretty boring to watch. because it's just guys rolling around trying to tap each other. So it's not like you don't see any knockouts. And nobody's swinging. It's harder to understand if you're not I'm not a trained jiu-jitsu person, so I don't know the moves really. I know like some of them, but I don't understand what's going on. But this guy Gordon Ryan, it's like he taps people in like 10 seconds. Like they're like, all right, they like slap hands to start, and he like creeps toward him, and he like jumps on him and puts him in an armbar, and it's done. You're like, holy shit, like that's kind of cool. This guy is the fucking greatest of all time.
He's just quick.
But he's like in his 30s, jacked, and he has white hair.
Roids, baby.
I think he dyes it though, bleaches it.
Mm.
Gordon Ryan, American. Look at him.
Oh shit. I wonder who wins, him or Tom Hardy.
Definitely him. Like, dude, holy shit.
Yeah, no, that's nuts.
I think it's a Halloween costume, but
The guy on the right, definitely.
damn, bro. Because you kind of have to, I think, in order to, because he takes the steroids because it helps him heal and recover. Because that's what steroids are really doing to you, I think, because they're just making you recover faster, so you can do more work. So I think he's just able to just recover his body so much faster, and it heals so much faster. Because I mean, when you're rolling with people, you're getting choked out, your joints are getting twisted. You know, like your body's going through a lot of stress.
Yeah.
So he just heals it up and goes back to rolling, and just strength and leverage, just fucking crushing people.
Yeah.
Would you ever do that, jiu-jitsu?
I've thought about like taking some kind of class, like maybe a boxing class, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai.
Muay
Or is
Thai.
it Muay Thai? Yeah.
Muay Thai.
I thought it was Muay Thai, but it's Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
I don't fucking know.
Muay Thai is a drink. Muay Thai is the martial art.
Muay Thai?
Muay Thai.
It's a drink?
Mai Tai is a drink.
Mai Tai?
Yeah.
What's Mai Tai?
Dude, you were a bartender. A Mai Tai?
I don't know.
I don't know. I've had some, though. I got hammered.
I wasn't
Off of
making
Mai Tais.
I wasn't making Mai Tais.
Let's see.
Not at my country club.
It's like a fruity drink. Mai Tai is one of the most famous tiki drinks in the world.
Nope.
Composed of rum, orange. Oh, I don't know how to say this. What is that? Curacao? I don't know. I'm sorry that I'm butchering that. I'm sure it's something simple.
I made
Curacao
simple
liquor?
drinks.
Damn, I definitely am butchering that one.
I wasn't making tiki drinks in the men's lounge.
No, I wanted some. Yeah, Mai Tai is definitely a chick's drink. Plus rum. Like, nobody really drinks rum in Texas.
Nah, rum's definitely like for the beach boys.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
It's for
Girls
California.
like their Malibu, but that's not really rum.
Yeah.
That's like sort of rum.
Yeah. Mad Max. Any last thoughts on it?
I was impressed by the action. Thought it was a good movie. I do not think it's an 8.2. However, I do think it's a great movie, and I would definitely watch it again.
I will watch it again.
I know you will.
I'll show my kids this movie when they're older.
I think it's funny. If you think about this. One of your favorite movies is the 4th installment of a franchise. And you haven't even seen the first one. Or the second.
I'm excited.
Or the third.
I'm
No, we
excited.
should honestly do need to watch the other ones.
On this?
Sure.
All right,
Later.
well, then let's just do it.
All right.
The next 3. Let's just do
No.
Mad Max.
No, there's some good ones.
Oh, I mean, let's just do it.
No, but there's other good ones I want to watch.
Other
Like
good what?
Movies? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, but we have all the time in the world to do that. Like,
But there's new ones. Like
like-
ones that are coming out. Like there's one that I want to watch. It's called The Creator. It was in theaters.
oh, yeah, with Denzel Washington's son,
Yeah.
John Washington.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was shot on the camera this podcast is filmed on. Not really. Not exactly. However, essentially the same camera. Sony makes 2 cameras, and the video version of the camera we use, it's like only meant for video, they shot that movie on it.
Okay.
And it's in the movie theater. So that's pretty impressive. Cheap. It's like a $3,500 camera.
They look good.
So there's some other movies that I want to watch.
Okay.
I don't want to go just 4 Mad Maxes in a row. But let's sprinkle them in for the next, we'll watch them for the next, few months.
Okay.
Like probably into next year too. So we only have, what was it?
9 weeks.
8 more episodes?
Yeah.
9 more episodes.
9 more episodes.
All right. I think we're ending on 35 this year. 34 or 35. Anyway. All right. Mad Max Fury Road. Greg gave it an 8.2. I gave it a 7. Maybe 7 is a little low.
I'd say so.
7 was my protested rating to you. Hearing that high. Because I think I was so shocked because you always rate so low. And then you rated this one so high. And I was like, what?
It's a great movie.
Like Everything Everywhere All at Once, that one makes sense of you rating that one high. Like I rate that one high because that's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's a great movie too, but
yeah, it sure was.
I just don't think it was a filmmaking masterpiece. I think it was a really fucking cool set designed, set piece movie. But I don't think it was a masterclass on filmmaking. Like I think Killers of the Flower Moon was a filmmaking masterclass.
Sure. I think you're saying that because the rest of the world's telling you that's what you need to think.
Nobody's told me anything about that movie. Actually, I've only heard bad reviews of that movie when I went into it. So, and I literally explained what I thought was cool about it.
Okay. Just like I did with Mad Max.
I don't think you did. I think you said you liked it.
You can run the replay back. I explained. I guess you just weren't listening.
I was.
I don't think you were because I explained. I justified my rating.
All right. I will replay this because I do have to edit this thing.
Good. All
right. That's it. That's all I got. What you got? Anything else before we leave?
I got to go take care of my dog.
All right. And
we're out.